Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the virtual kickoff for my album, Astray. Thank you so much for being here tonight and for tuning in on a Friday night. Really appreciate it. And for those of you that have already heard Astray, that came out this week on Wednesday, thank you so much for checking out the music. And for those of you that are hearing the music for the first time this evening, thank you so much for tuning in. Really excited that I'm going to be able to share the album with you along with, my notes and some thoughts about how I put together the construction and the lyrics and kind of what my influences were. So thank you all so much for tuning in. I guess let me start out by saying that basically this album is kind of come out of the fact that I felt like I needed a musical outlet after I got out of college. I wanted some way that I could kind of reconnect with something that was such a big part of my life through all of my growing up years. So I actually bought a $95 piano and bench off Craigslist. And me and my roommate hauled it up to the 14th floor, and at first I just wanted it just in the house just so I could, just get a little bit better at the instrument and just have something, kind of fun, relaxing to do after work, but really kind of grew into me sitting down and saying, oh, this chord progression sounds really cool, I think this, this really could actually work, and the more the time went on, I realized that I really wanted to put something together. I wanted to put an album together that basically took classic acoustic instrumentation and then modernized it. Took the modern production, the modern construction for a song, and really kind of brought those two elements together to give it my own kind of unique spin. So went back and looked at artists all the way, as old as Frank Sinatra, and then especially through the Motown era, your Earth, Wind and Fires, your Princes, threw in a little progressive rock on that, and then thought about what modern artists are doing, when they're looking at these kind of classic tunes and trying to bring them up for a 2020 audience. So that's like your Justin Timberlakes and your Bruno Marses. And so kind of with all of those artists in mind, I basically put the album together. It was a lot of hard work and a lot of long nights, but I had an amazing team of people working with me, a lot of great musicians, and really excited for you guys to get to hear everything this evening. So for the first track, Back on Top, kind of calling it my triumphant return to music. And it's got those first two lines, the "Come to tell you, can you hear me?" And it's that call to action. It sets up the narrative of the album, basically to say, here I am, come gather around, listen to my story, and emotionally, musically, over the next 8 tracks, I'll explain a little bit about who I am. Track, of course, is based off classic funk influences, your Brick Houses, your Night Shifts, and then it's even got that Sir Duke style breakdown in the middle with the whole band playing that great unison lick. I think I may have spent probably twice as long writing the horn parts as I did the rest of the entire track. But it's a fun, upbeat tune, great way to start the album off, so here is Back on Top. Can you hear me? I think I'm done with shame and doubt and guilt and pity. It's not for kids, babe, but it's by the mile. So move your feet and keep the beat in time. This just ain't another song, it's the way we're moving on. And I really hope you like what you see, 'cause I'm back on top, finally raised above the level. On top, though they say that I've gone metal, let's set the pace, one last shot before the dawn. Yeah, I'm back on top. Dust off your dance shoes and crack a smile. Get hair swiveling with fresh
style. No, don't be shy now, let's stay a while. And I feel the heat between us start to rise. Cause I know I've got the way, I know just what to say. So help me keep this groove alive. Cause I'm back on top, finally raised above the level. Back on top, though they say that I've got metal. Let's set the pace, one last shot before the dawn. Yeah, I'm back on top. It's finally my time, so let's celebrate tonight. We'll throw down and do it right. This party's going 5 to 5. Cause I'm back on top, finally raised above the level. Back on top, though they say that I've got metal. Let's set the pace, one last shot before the dawn. Yeah, I'm back on top. I'm back on top. Yeah, I'm back on top. Yeah, I'm back on top. Yeah, I'm back on top.
So for the next track on the album, it's one that I know a lot of you guys are going to be familiar with. It is Loose. It was my very first single that came out in 2018. Definitely the most pop arrangement on the album, and the lyrics are all about just taking dating slow, not getting too emotionally invested too quickly, and just kind of keeping it easy. And I wanted the arrangement to really reflect that same kind of fun, laid-back, casual, easy feeling. That's kind of the same emotions that you would get out of a first date. So, the way that I went about that is basically took kind of the modern idea of like a driving synth pop arrangement and then paired it up with obviously the old, 70s style horn band arrangements that I love so much, your kind of Casey and the Sunshine Band setup. So basically took those two elements, smashed them together, and what we got was Loose. And I'm very excited that if you haven't heard the album cut of this yet, it got a beautiful reproduce and remaster, and I think it couldn't have turned out better. So really excited for you guys to hear the album cut of Loose.
Hey pretty lady, I've got to say, now that you touch me, I've hardly been the same. Been reminiscing that days past, our first impressions of pain.
So for the third track and the title track on the album, Astray, we see a pretty dramatic tone shift. And that's a tone shift that's going to carry us through to the rest of the album. The lyrics are simple. They're about loss and the uncertainty that comes with a failed relationship. And I really wanted the arrangement to have that same emotional intimacy, so that way the really connected with the lyrics. And to do that, pulled from jazz background and classical backgrounds, basically came up with an arrangement that took one part jazz combo, one part string quartet, and then one part a cappella harmony, and put those elements together, and then in the studio gave them kind of like a modern spin by really verbing out the vocals, making the arrangement feel really big, lots of space, very ambient, and then also that driving 808 rhythm in the kick drum. And the way that was actually accomplished is every time the drummer played one of the bass drum hits, we replaced it with an 808. So you still get the same kind of jazz rhythmicness out of those bass drum hits where they, were placed throughout the arrangement. But then you also get kind of the driving, unsettling force of the 808 to cut through the rest of the arrangement. So really hope you guys enjoy it. Here is Astray.
Has gone astray. At least it hasn't made. Sleepless, tired, holding back from friends, from love, far from the truth. Timing can't be changed. And in time it rearranges us. Does hope still remain? Or is hope the thing that hurt us? A drink can strip away not clothes or pride, but the brave face you make. Honesty just means to hide the pain that lays just behind the lies. Timing can't be changed. Time it rearranges us. Does hope still remain? Or is hope the thing that hurt us?
And up next, we have both tracks 4 and 5. So this is Already Know and Denouement. And the reason we're going to play them together is they were actually conceived as one piece. I intended actually to have Already Know just be like a 6 to 7 minute track. And the idea is that the piece is supposed to be programmatic. It's supposed to tell a story. And so the whole idea is that you're on a date that's going well, but then you realize about halfway through that it's never going to work out in the long run. Like you're never going to be able to be with this person. Like it's not actually going to end up in the great idea that you have in your head. So that idea of star-crossed lovers. So the interlude, the musical section after that follows, is supposed to represent the long car ride home from that day where you kind of sitting silently with your thoughts. So what we ended up doing was just taking the mastering and having Already Know go all the way to the end of the track, so it meets up right with Denouement at the beginning. They flow seamlessly one into the other. The track pulls from 70s rock, so you're going to hear a lot of Boss Gags, Doobie Brothers, Christopher Cross kind of influences, and definitely listen in for the Motown-style bass that's driving underneath the arrangement, providing a lot of rhythmic excitement, and playing off with the main lead of the piano part. So here is tracks 4 and 5, Already Know and Denouement.
The phrase that now defines are you and I. Its shadow hung across every reply. A perfect night must end in time, but happiness can't truly be beside to follow. I can't bear another silent car ride home. Take my hand, I know I'll prove that I am worth what you don't already know. What you don't already know. Patience can't be tried, just say this time. You know that I'm no stranger, no disguise. Why can't we set the stage for us to act like this could be a part of something larger? I can't say the last real time I felt this way. What's the use? I've lost my mind and now forgotten what I already know. It's what I already know.
All right, and for track number 6, my second single, Claustrophobia, for the longest time, the only section of Claustrophobia that I had written and worked on and could get, kind of like a good idea was just the word claustrophobia. I knew it was a cool word, and I had that tune, that Claustrophobia, and that's all I had. And I just knew it was a cool riff, and so I kind of sat on it and, worked on the rest of the tracks for the album, and I could hear in my head that I wanted it to have big 80s funk vibes. I wanted to have those Easy Lover, that 1999, that kind of thriller, aesthetic to it, with the big kind of synthesizer focus that you got from the 80s that's come back to be so popular now. And then sprinkled in with big vocal harmonies that I love to do in all of my tracks. So I'm walking around the office, and I'm gone to go get coffee because I needed a break during the middle of the day, and there's a mom and her daughter walking in front of me. And for those of you that aren't familiar with my office downtown, we're right next to like a big convention center area. So it's mom and her daughter walking in front of me, obviously to go get coffee as well. And the daughter turns to the mom and she says, "I don't know about that. I don't know about a lot of things." And it just was like lightning struck. I stopped in my tracks, I pulled out my phone, and I wrote down the line, and then just everything else just fell immediately into place. I just knew that the whole song needed to be about society feeling like it's crushing in on you. Not everyone's going to experience physical claustrophobia, but everyone will experience peer pressure in their life. Everyone will feel like their life is inescapable, like you aren't ever going to be able to do more than what you're doing right now. But there's always time to change. And so I wanted the message to be positive, to be able to say these walls aren't truly closing in, that you can do whatever it is that you want to do and accomplish with your life. So with that in mind, here's my second single from the album, Claustrophobia.
Why did they stop? It seems my head's the only thing that took a spin. This vertigo has left me unhinged. Is this my destination or where I've been? They say I should be doing just fine, but I don't know about that. I don't know about a lot of things. Yeah, this life just isn't everything. I've gotta keep in mind it's only claustrophobia. There's always time to change. It's just a state of mind. These walls aren't closing in. Fears and empty signs. We finally know what will come to be. Yeah, it can't be confined. Start looking from the top of the maze. You're only lost completely by holding your gaze. They say that average settles just fine, but I don't know about that. I don't know about a lot of things. We're one leap from having everything. It happens time after time. All this claustrophobia. There's always time to change. It's just a state of mind. These walls aren't closing in. know about that. I don't know about a lot of things. We're one leap from having everything. It happens time after time. All this claustrophobia. There's always time to change. It's just a state of mind. These walls are closing in.
Track 7 on the album is titled So Quiet Now, and the lyrics of So Quiet Now are all metaphors of sound that are supposed to represent emotion. So it's supposed to represent emotional heartache, and the idea of the song is, sitting down and reflecting on hard times, and basically the cacophony of sound representing emotional heartache, and that clamoring, that roar that comes up around you when you feel like something emotionally isn't right. So what better way to represent heartache than to write a song that's the blues? So we did a 12/8 shuffle, and I really wanted to have big jazz, big band kind of vibes to the track. So, pulled from Sinatra, pulled a lot from Michael Bublé and the way that his arrangers are basically kind of giving like a modern spin to the big band sound. So that way, when you finally got to the shout chorus, to the biggest moment of So Quiet Now, you would hear that full orchestra. You're going to hear the string quartet. You're going to hear the horns. You're going to hear the raw power of the orchestra come in behind the lyrics. So, really hope you enjoy this one. This is So Quiet Now.
Every now and then it comes to mind. There were times that I heard nothing but a voice, but darker melodies were intertwined, and the noise came up around us, drowning out a foolish promise for a time I should have known could never be. But it's all so quiet now. Yeah, it's all so quiet now. Tiny pains gave way to tensionings as the pieces finally started to unwind. So I fought to write a harmony, but there never was a chord, and then the noise became a roar. The crescendo was a heartbreaking sound. So now the time is right to leave this all behind. There's a void that I will gladly keep and say is mine. And though I feel the need for noise and company, I know it's nothing more than sound that covers everything. 'Cause underneath it all, the passion and the fall, silence has a certain ring that makes it best to fall. but silence has a certain ring that makes it best to fall. Every now and then it comes to mind, I just couldn't hear my life over our tries to get it right. But then I realize it's all so quiet now.
All right, and here we are for the final track of the album, Vice. And with Vice, I really wanted the album to go out swinging. So, we used a lot of rock-based elements. We did that Queen-style vocal opener, pulled a lot from progressive rock, with the big open guitar chords, and then, really syncopated rhythms, driving behind the vocals. Another key part of kind of giving that powerhouse feel to the rock arrangement was using the organ, which is actually an instrument that's kind of come back a little bit in pop music arrangements, and I've been really excited to hear it incorporated, so felt like it was perfectly used in this arrangement, and also kind of like a fun, cheeky nod to the lyrics that has references to both prayers and saints. The lyrics are just basically about being defiant in the face of your flaws, and it's the third rewrite that we ended up doing of these lyrics, but I think the product that we ended up coming out with was awesome, and it's fun, it's loud, it's rebellious, and I think it's a great way to send off the album. So here is track number 8, the final track, Vice.
One day I might just pay the price, but don't tell me it's a vice. What harm can one more do? Pretty sure that I lost count past 2. You say my life's insane. Let me try and say this all again. One day I might just pay the price, but don't tell me it's a vice. Baby, you think that I don't know. I'm hardly acting nice. And promise I told the truth. It's close at least to what I said in June. I'll change by late July, cross my heart and hope to die. Lately I'm drowning in advice, but don't tell me it's a vice. Baby, you think that I'm a saint. I just pray I'll be alright. Not much left to say. Love to hate.
ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That's a wrap on Astray. Thank you so much for tuning in this evening and being a part of this event. Really hope you enjoyed all the music and a little bit of the backstory on how the album was put together. Like to just take a second and do a couple of big shout outs to my producer, Kay Mata, and to all the guys that helped work on the album, to Ian and Clark and Victor, Jameson, Dom, AJ Truitt, and the Terminus Horns. I could not have done it without you guys. Thank you so much. Everyone, please stay safe, stay healthy, and be on the lookout for more great music coming this summer. Thanks so much. Good night.